Hello everyone, welcome to my channel SW Metro official channel.
Important information regarding Meri Brown's new man, Ron, was leaked on Sister Wives. Meri Brown files for spiritual divorce and leaves her marriage. Kody Brown and Meri Brown were wed for a long time. She was the relationship's first wife. But the two experienced many difficult moments together. Their romance was nearly destroyed by the catfish controversy. But Meri ultimately left soon after Christine and Janelle did. In addition, she and Kody obtained a spiritual divorce, something that neither Janelle nor Christine did. She did, however, have a brief affair with a man before others discovered he was not who he appeared to be. She hasn't been dating much since. But now that she might have a new lover, that has changed. A lot of information about her new partner was leaked. In the Sister Wives season peak, Ron Meri Brown was spotted speed dating. However, it's possible that Ron, the character from the preview, will remain for a longer period of time. Sarah Fraser discussed this. Ron is going to be around quite a bit. She then discusses what people are aware of about him. According to reports, he is from the Salt Lake City region. I think it's accurate that they met at the speed dating event. He will appear in a number of episodes. Apparently, he owns his own company. He was divorced 4 years ago, she added. Sarah has also been informed that Meri has a strong crush on Ron. If they are still together, they are taking it easy, albeit that is uncertain. The two appear to have the potential to still be together. But because of their previous relationships, they want to take things slowly. Since Meri's relationship with Kody did not work out, fans would love to see her in a new one. Fans may like seeing this new romance since they adore seeing Christine and David together. But until people see him on Sister Wives, they won't know much more about him. What are your thoughts on this? Do you believe they would get along well? Comment below with your thoughts. Your opinions on this matter would be greatly appreciated. Janelle, a force of nature long contained by bureaucratic red tape and emotional neglect, had finally breached the levee, and a torrent of 18 years of suppressed frustration, financial resentment, and sheer incredulity was pouring forth. Her posture, usually so solid and pragmatic, was rigid with a tension that seemed capable of shattering crystal. Each point she made was not a sentence but a hammer blow, delivered with the devastating precision of a forensic accountant finally reading the damning audit aloud to the embezzler. Robyn, the self-appointed custodian of family harmony and Kody's fragile ego, stood opposite, a portrait of performative anguish. Her hands fluttered like wounded birds near her throat, her eyes welled with the ever-ready tears that served as both shield and weapon, and her voice wavered on the precipice of a sob, weaving a narrative of persecution and misunderstood intentions. She was not arguing the facts. Janelle's facts were unassailable, built on spreadsheets and broken promises, but the feeling, the affront to the delicate, convoluted ecosystem she had cultivated around her husband. And between them, a silent, immovable monolith in an armchair, sat Gwen. Her expression was not one of shock, nor horror, nor partisan rage. It was a profound, almost unsettling neutrality. As Janelle eviscerated the charade of the family's financial structure and Robyn performed her aria of victimhood, Gwen's face remained a placid lake undisturbed by the hurricane roaring overhead. She was not unmoved because she was insensitive, she was unmoved because she was, perhaps, the only person in the room who was truly and completely free. Her detachment was the product of a completed journey, a verdict already rendered, and to witness this explosive argument was not to watch a live tragedy but to observe a tedious reenactment of a history she had already closed the book on. For Gwen, this was not a shocking revelation but a tedious recap. The script of this argument, Janelle's logical fury, Robyn's tearful deflection, the gaping void where a functional husband and father should be mediating, was one she had seen rehearsed, in whispers and full-volume shouts, for most of her adolescent and adult life. The specific trigger of this blow-up, perhaps the latest in a long line of financial inequities centered on Robyn's household, was merely a new set piece on a very old stage. She had long since decoded the family's language. Robyn's tears were not an expression of sadness but a tool of control, a means to swiftly pivot any conversation away from accountability and toward the need to comfort her. Janelle's anger was the inevitable outcome of a system designed to exploit her pragmatism while ignoring her needs. And Cody's absence, either physical or emotional, was the foundational constant of it all. Having already emotionally exited the circus, Gwen was no longer a captive audience member. She was a former resident looking back at the burning big top from the safe distance of the parking lot, her bags already packed and her ride already called. The explosion, therefore, lacked the power to shock or scandalize her. It was simply the system operating exactly as she had come to expect it would, confirming every conclusion she had already drawn. Furthermore, Gwen's allegiance had decisively shifted from the fractured family unit to the individuals within it who prioritized truth and authenticity. Her bond with her mother, Christine, who had already made her own glorious escape, had solidified into an alliance of those who had seen the light. From Christine, Gwen had learned not just to question the family's structure, but to actively reject its dysfunction and seek a healthier life beyond it. Watching Janelle, another mother she loved and respected, finally voice the truths Christine had been dismissed for speaking, likely filled Gwen with a sense of grim validation, not surprise. Her stillness was not indifference to Janelle's pain, but a silent, fierce cheering section. Every point Janelle landed was a point for their side, for the team of reality versus the team of illusion. To gasp or weep or interject would be to enter the fray on the drama's terms, to become a character in Robyn's tragic opera. By remaining utterly unmoved, Gwen was making a powerful statement of non-participation. She was refusing to lend her energy to the toxic cycle of argument and manipulation. Her stoicism was a wall, and behind that wall was her unequivocal support for Janelle, a support that needed no performative outburst to be real. Ultimately, Gwen's profound unmoved state was the quietest yet most powerful protest in the room. In a family where every emotion was amplified, weaponized, and broadcast, her calm neutrality was a revolutionary act. It signaled a final, absolute revocation of her investment in the melodrama. The argument, for her, was not about winning or losing, because the war was already over. She had won her peace by leaving. She had won her clarity by seeing the situation for what was, not what it was pretended to be. Janelle was fighting for justice within a kingdom Gwen had already seceded from. Robyn was fighting to maintain a crown over a court Gwen no longer recognized. Her unmoved expression was the look of a sovereign citizen of her own life, watching two foreign dignitaries debate a treaty that held no power over her. It was the ultimate testament to her growth and healing, the ability to sit in the epicenter of the emotional explosion that had once defined her world and feel nothing but the quiet assurance that she had built her foundations far enough away to remain unshaken. The explosion was theirs, the peace was hers. And in that disconnect lay the complete and total victory of her escape. Therefore, when rumors began to crystallize into confirmed reports under the explosive headline "Sister Wife's Big Info Leaked About Mary Brown's New Man, Ron," it wasn't merely a piece of celebrity gossip, it was the culmination of a 12-season arc, a moment of profound poetic justice, and a fascinating case study in modern fandom, privacy, and the reclamation of self. The leak, which first ignited across platforms like TikTok and Instagram before being dissected by dedicated fan blogs and entertainment news outlets, wasn't a single document or a hacked photo, but rather a cascade of revelations that painted a surprisingly detailed portrait of Mary Brown's first serious romantic partner since the effective end of her decades-long spiritual marriage to Cody Brown. The man in question, Amos Ron Andrews, became an unwilling subject of intense scrutiny, with the public unearthing everything from his professional background to his own past marital history, creating a complex tapestry of hope for Mary's future intertwined with the invasive and often harsh realities of life in the public eye. The context for this leak is essential to understanding its seismic impact. For years, Mary Brown was portrayed as the struggling first wife, often isolated within the family structure, grappling with the fallout of the infamous catfishing scandal that laid bare her profound loneliness within the marriage. Her relationship with Cody had become a hollow shell, a fact both admitted to on camera, with Cody coldly declaring their relationship irreconcilable and Mary acknowledging she wouldn't even be upset if he never called her again. Audiences watched her cling to the remnants of the principle she helped build, often out of a sense of duty or a lack of alternatives, becoming a sympathetic yet frustrating figure for viewers who desperately wished for her to find happiness beyond the confines of a neglectful marriage. Her announcement in January 2023 that she and Cody had permanently terminated their relationship was met with widespread relief and support. It was the necessary first step. The discovery of Ron was the thrilling, long-awaited second step. The leak began subtly, with eagle-eyed followers noticing a mysterious man's hand, shoulder, or shadow in Mary's social media posts throughout late 2023. The family's policy of often obscuring new partners' identities until they are ready to go public, as seen with Janelle's daughter Maddie's husband, only fueled the fire. The digital sleuthing commenced, and soon, a name emerged, Amos Andrews, who went by Ron. The information cascade that followed was a testament to the power, and potential cruelty, of the internet's hive mind. Details about Ron were rapidly assembled and made public. It was revealed that he was a licensed massage therapist from Utah, with a professional and seemingly stable background. He was described as a father and grandfather, positioning him in a similar life stage as Mary, an empty nester with one adult child. Photographs surfaced, showing a man with a kind smile and a sturdy build, a stark contrast to Cody's frenetic energy. Followers noted that he appeared in photos at Mary's bed and breakfast, the historic Lizzie's Heritage Inn in Parowan, Utah, suggesting a level of intimacy and integration into her life. He was seen alongside Mary and her close friends, further cementing the seriousness of their connection. However, the most jarring and controversial aspect of the leak was the unearthing of his marital history. Public records revealed that Ron had been married previously and that the divorce was recent, finalized only in the months prior to his relationship with Mary becoming public knowledge. Furthermore, documents from a bankruptcy filing years earlier were circulated online, with some critics using this to question his character or motives. This is where the narrative split into two distinct paths, one of celebration and one of cautionary scrutiny. For Mary's ardent supporters, these leaks, while invasive, were proof of a vibrant new beginning. They argued that Ron's past, including a divorce and financial challenges, made him human, relatable, and perhaps even more empathetic to Mary's own journey of public heartbreak and rebuilding. The fact that he was not a reality TV star but an apparently ordinary man with a normal job was seen as a positive sign, a potential anchor to a reality outside the dizzying world of TLC. The photos, though leaked, showed a couple who appeared comfortable and happy together. Mary was seen beaming in a way viewers had not witnessed in years. This perspective framed the relationship as a triumph, a reward for Mary's endurance through years of emotional neglect. It was a narrative of a woman finally choosing herself and being chosen in return, a powerful rebuttal to the years she spent feeling unwanted. The leaks, in this light, were transformed from an invasion into a validation of her newfound joy, a joy so palpable it couldn't be hidden. Conversely, a more skeptical faction of the audience and commentators expressed deep concern. The timing of his divorce raised red flags for some, prompting questions about rebound relationships and emotional availability.